Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truth to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. I want to start today with a shocking statistic from the National Eye Institute. Right now in the United States, 37 million people over the age of 50 are affected by significant vision loss. And the research behind today's video states that 95% of people over the age of 65 already have the early silent signs of cataracts. We are often told that this is just a normal, unavoidable part of getting older. But what if that's not the whole story? What if your eyesight is not just fading because of time, but because your eyes are being starved of specific protective nutrients that no one ever warned you about? Today, we are going to reveal 7 scientifically proven seeds that can help you fight back. And to help us understand this powerful nutritional approach to protecting our vision, we are joined by a man who has spent over a century studying the body's incredible ability to heal itself when given the right tools. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you, Ben. It is a pleasure to be here. We must see the eye as a living organ, not like a piece of glass in a window that just gets dirty over time. Your eye is a living part of you, and it is always trying to heal and protect itself from the daily damage caused by light. Our job is to give it the specific building blocks and the protective shields it needs to do this important work. And we can find many of these powerful tools in nature's smallest and most concentrated packages seed.
And that is our exact mission today. To make this guide as practical as possible, we have organized these 7 powerful seeds into a complete eye protection system with 3 distinct parts based on which part of the eye they help the most. First, we will cover the seeds that protect the front of the eye and the lens. Second, we will talk about the seeds that guard the retina and the macula. And third, we will explore the most powerful seeds for repairing the optic nerve and the photoreceptor cells. It's a true blessing to have been given this precious gift of sight, and it is a greater blessing to have the wisdom to know how to care for it. If you are ready to learn how to actively protect your vision for all the years to come, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. And the information we are sharing today is so very important. Okay, doctor, let's get right into your complete eye protection system. What is the first part of the eye that we need to protect, and which seeds help us do it?
We will begin with the very front of the eye, the surface that meets the world every day, and the delicate lens which is right behind it. Our first group of seeds is focused on keeping the eye lubricated and moist and protecting that clear lens from becoming cloudy. The first 2 seeds in this group work together as a wonderful team. They are flax seeds and chia seeds. These 2 seeds are particularly powerful for combating the dry, gritty, and irritated feeling in the eyes that so many seniors experience. I had a patient, a wonderful woman in her late 60s who had been a seamstress her entire life. Her great passion was doing very fine, detailed embroidery work. But she came to see me because her eyes felt so dry and tired all the time that the fine details of her work were becoming blurry and hard to focus on. She told me she was using over-the-counter lubricating eye drops multiple times a day, but the relief never lasted for long. We looked at her diet, and we saw that it was very low in healthy omega-3 fats. We started her on a simple daily habit. I asked her to add 1 tablespoon of freshly ground flax seeds and 1 tablespoon of soaked chia seeds into her morning smoothie every day. After 6 weeks of this consistent routine, she came back to my office. She told me she had not needed to use her eye drops at all for over a week. Her eyes felt comfortable and moist again, and she said that the embroidery patterns were crisp and clear. She was able to return to her passion without that constant nagging discomfort.
That is a fantastic story, and it highlights a part of the eye that we often don't think about until it becomes a problem: the tear film. The tear film is a very thin, three-layer coating of moisture that covers and protects the surface of your eye. As we age, this delicate tear film can become unstable, which leads to dry spots, irritation, and inflammation. The omega-3 fatty acids, specifically the type called ALA, that is so rich in both flax and chia seeds, are powerfully anti-inflammatory. A study published in the Cornea Journal, as noted in the source material, found that seniors who consume flaxseed oil daily experience a significant improvement in their dry eye symptoms. These healthy fats help to reduce the inflammation on the surface of the eye, and they improve the quality of the oily layer of the tears, which is what stops them from evaporating too quickly. Now, doctor, I have to ask a very important practical question for our viewers. For flax seeds, does it matter if they eat them whole or if they are ground?
Yes, it matters a great deal. The hard outer shell of a whole flaxseed is very difficult for our bodies to digest. To get the benefits of the precious omega-3 oils that are inside the seed, you must use ground flax seeds. I believe it is best to buy the whole seeds and grind a small amount yourself in a coffee grinder every few days. This is because the delicate oils can go bad or oxidize quickly once they are ground and exposed to the air.
That's a great tip. So flax and chia seeds are for the surface of the eye and the tear film. What about our third seed in this group, the one that protects the lens itself from cataracts?
Our third seed is the simple and very common sunflower seed. I had another patient, a 67-year-old retired engineer. His main complaint was very specific. His vision was becoming blurry and hazy at night, and the glare from the headlights of oncoming cars was getting much worse and felt painful to his eyes. He was becoming afraid to drive after dusk. His eye doctor had told him that these were the very early signs of a cataract forming. We looked at his diet and found that he was eating almost no food sources of vitamin E. We added just 2 tablespoons of raw, unsalted sunflower seeds into his daily routine. He would sprinkle them over his salad at lunch or just eat them as a simple snack in the afternoon. Within just 2 months, he came back and told me that his night vision had improved so noticeably that he had started driving to his evening card game with his friends again, something he hadn't felt safe doing in over a year. The seeds gave him back an important piece of his social life and his independence.
That's an incredible story. And the science is very clear on this. Sunflower seeds are one of the richest and easiest food sources of vitamin E. As we've discussed before, vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant. This is very important because the lens of your eye contains a very high concentration of delicate fats and proteins. Vitamin E is uniquely suited to get into the lens and protect these delicate fats and proteins from the oxidative stress that causes them to clump together and form a cataract. The study you mentioned from the Archives of Ophthalmology is a powerful example of this. It showed that a high intake of vitamin E was linked to a 25% lower risk of developing age-related macular degeneration, which is another serious eye condition that is also driven by the same process of oxidative stress. So, doctor, we've covered the powerful seeds that help to protect the surface and the lens at the very front of the eye. Now let's move deeper inside to the very back of the eye where the images of our world are actually captured. Let's talk about the next category in your complete eye protection system, the retina and macula guardians.
Yes, this is a very important area. This is where our sharpest, most detailed central vision is created. Our fourth seed on the list is the humble pumpkin seed. While many people in America eat them in the fall or for prostate health, They contain a mineral that is absolutely critical for the health of the macula, which is the very center of your retina. I had a patient, a 74-year-old former teacher. Reading was her life's great passion. She came to me because her central vision was starting to fade. She described it to me as trying to look through a blurry cloud that was right in the middle of whatever she was trying to read. It was making her favorite hobby impossible, and she was very distressed and sad about this. Her eye doctor had noted some early changes in her macula, which is the beginning of macular degeneration. We ran some nutrient tests and discovered that her body's levels of zinc were very low. Instead of starting immediately with a pill, we started with food. I asked her to eat just a quarter cup of raw shelled pumpkin seeds every morning. She would sprinkle them on her oatmeal. That simple habit added around 2.5 milligrams of natural food-based zinc to her diet each day. Over the course of 3 months, she came back and told me that her vision had stabilized. The blurry cloud was not getting any worse. Most importantly, she had regained the confidence to sit and enjoy her books again. The pumpkin seeds gave her back her joy.
That is a fantastic story, and it highlights the role of a mineral that most people would never associate with their vision: zinc. Zinc acts as a critical gatekeeper for your retina. Your body stores most of its vitamin A in your liver. Zinc is the essential mineral that is required to safely transport that vitamin A from your liver to your retina. Once it arrives in the retina, the vitamin A is used to produce a very important protective pigment called melanin. This dark pigment shields the delicate macula from the damaging effects of UV light and blue light from our screens. So without enough zinc, the entire protective system for your macula begins to slow down. The study you mentioned from investigative ophthalmology and visual science is a powerful confirmation of this. It showed that zinc supplementation significantly reduced the progression to advanced macular degeneration in high-risk seniors.
So the pumpkin seed is a wonderful protector for the macula. Our next seed is for the health of the tiny blood vessels that feed the entire retina. It is the black sesame seed. I find this is especially important for my patients who are managing diabetes. I had a patient, a 72-year-old tailor. He was developing the early stages of diabetic retinopathy. This is a very serious condition where the small blood vessels in the retina become damaged from high blood sugar, and they can begin to leak, causing vision loss. His greatest fear in life was going blind and losing his independence and his beloved craft. We worked with his doctors, of course, to manage his blood sugar, but we also added nutritional support. I taught him to make a simple traditional paste of roasted black sesame seeds with a little bit of honey, and he would eat 1 spoonful every evening. After 8 weeks, he went back for his regular eye scan. His doctor noted that the swelling in his retina had actually reduced, and he reported that the dark floaters in his vision had become much less frequent. He felt a great sense of hope that this simple food could help him hold on to the vision he feared losing.
That is so hopeful, and the science here points to the incredible importance of microcirculation. The retina is fed by some of the smallest and most delicate blood vessels in the entire body. The high blood sugar that comes with diabetes is very damaging to these tiny vessels. Black sesame seeds are packed with powerful antioxidants like sesamin, and they are also rich in minerals like zinc and vitamin B1. These compounds have been shown in studies to help protect these tiny blood vessels from damage and to improve their function. By supporting the health of these vital delivery lines, you are ensuring that the retina gets the constant supply of oxygen and nutrients it needs to stay healthy. It's a beautiful example of how these humble tiny seeds have been blessed with the power to protect some of the most delicate and precious structures in our entire bodies. This is such detailed and powerful information, Doctor. Thank you. And we love to share this with our amazing community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. It's a true joy to connect with you.
We have protected the front of the eye and the lens. We have guarded the critical retina and macula. Now we move to our final and most powerful category. These are the seeds that help to support and repair the most critical and delicate components of our vision, the nerves that send the signals from the eye to the brain and the very cells that capture the light. These are the advanced nerve and photoreceptor repairers.
This sounds like a very advanced topic, Doctor. What is the first seed in this group, the one that is focused on protecting the main nerve of the eye?
Our sixth seed is the hemp seed. It is a remarkable food for protecting the optic nerve, which is the great cable that connects your eye to your brain. I had a patient, a 75-year-old man who'd been a newspaper editor his entire life. He loved to read, but he had been diagnosed with early-stage glaucoma, a condition that puts pressure on the optic nerve. He was starting to notice a very slight narrowing of his peripheral vision, the vision at the edges. His greatest fear was losing the ability to read the books that were his life's passion. We looked at his diet, and it was almost completely empty of certain types of anti-inflammatory omega fats. We added 2 tablespoons of raw shelled hemp seeds to his breakfast every single day. They are soft and have a pleasant nutty taste, so he would simply sprinkle them over his toast with avocado. After 2 months, he had his regular checkup with his eye doctor. The doctor noted that his intraocular pressure had decreased slightly, but more importantly, the scan of his optic nerve showed that the progression of the nerve thinning had slowed down. He felt a great sense of control, a feeling that he was actively fighting back against the condition.
That is so hopeful. And the optic nerve is, as you said, essentially the main data cable that connects your retina to your brain. It is made of over 1 million tiny nerve fibers. Conditions like glaucoma can cause inflammation and damage to this vital cable. Hemp seeds are very unique because they are rich in a rare type of omega-6 fatty acid called GLA, or gamma-linolenic acid. Now, unlike most other omega-6 fats in the modern diet, which can be inflammatory, GLA is powerfully anti-inflammatory. The study you mentioned from the journal Current Eye Research found that GLA supplementation helped to improve ocular blood flow and slowed optic nerve damage in seniors. It is a very specific nutritional tool for a very specific job.
And that brings us to our 7th and final seed on this list. This is the one with the strongest science, the most dramatic results, and the most powerful story.
This is the number one you promised us in the beginning. What is it, Doctor?
It is saffron. To be very precise, we are talking about the dried stigmas which come from the saffron crocus flower. And this is for the most delicate and important cells in the entire eye, the photoreceptor cells. One of the most emotional stories I've seen in all my years of practice was from a 79-year-old man who had been a painter his whole life. He had dry age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. He told me with great sadness that he had started to lose the center of everything he saw. The faces of his family members were becoming blurry. The beautiful, vibrant colors he used to paint with were becoming dull and muted. Reading was nearly impossible. His doctors had told him to prepare for the eventual loss of his central vision. He was devastated. His daughter brought him to see me, and we did not promise a miracle. But we suggested he speak to his doctor about trying a standardized saffron supplement every day. After just 6 weeks, he began to notice something strange. He told me he could see the fine details in the patent prayer mat in his home again. A month after that, he could clearly recognize his grandson's face from across the room. By his 3-month follow-up, his retina scans showed that the electrical responsiveness from his photoreceptor cells had actually improved. He told me with tears in his eyes I thought the world was going dark forever, but this has helped me to see the light again.
That is a truly incredible and moving story, and the science is just as incredible. The photoreceptor cells in your retina are the cells that actually convert light into the electrical signals that your brain interprets as vision. In AMD, these cells degrade and die. Saffron is rich in 2 unique and very powerful carotenoids, crocin and quercetin. The landmark clinical study you shared from the British Journal of Ophthalmology found that these compounds didn't just protect these delicate cells. They actually help to restore their function and improve their sensitivity to light. It is one of the most exciting areas of natural vision research in the world. Now, Dr. Real Saffron is very expensive, and I know there are a lot of fake or diluted products on the market. What is the most practical and reliable way for our viewers to get this benefit?
That is a very important point. For this therapeutic healing effect, we are not talking about using the few saffron threads you might use in your cooking. The dose would be too inconsistent. The most reliable and well-researched way is to use a high-quality saffron supplement that comes in a capsule, form one that has been standardized to contain a specific amount, which is usually 20 milligrams of the active compounds. This ensures you are getting the correct consistent dose that was used in the clinical studies to achieve these remarkable results.
Doctor, this has been an incredible and deeply hopeful guide. You've given us a complete eye protection system from the front of the eye to the very back. You've shown us that we have so many powerful natural tools to fight back against age-related vision loss. We have the seeds that protect the surface and the lens, the seeds that guard the retina and macula, and these incredibly powerful seeds that support our optic nerve and photoreceptor cells. This is such a proactive and empowering approach to senior health. By incorporating these simple, nutrient-dense seeds into our daily diet, our viewers can take real meaningful steps to prevent and slow down the progression of vision loss. This knowledge is a critical part of a complete senior health strategy. It gives so much hope to people who were told that vision loss was just an inevitable part of their future that they had to accept.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Your vision does not have to simply fade away. Your eyes are always trying to heal and protect themselves. You must give them these simple tools from nature. Start with one seed. Add it to your diet today. Be consistent. Your eyes will thank you for it for all the years to come.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. To support our eyes' natural desire to heal, it's a powerful reminder to be good stewards of the incredible and precious gift of sight that we have been blessed with. And of course, the wisest first step is always to speak with your personal doctor and your eye doctor, your ophthalmologist, before making any significant changes to your diet or adding new supplements like saffron to your routine. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for personal medical advice. If you found this guide hopeful and empowering, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or family member who may be concerned about their vision as they age. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next deep dive into your health and well-being. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, which of these 7 powerful seeds for eye health were you most surprised to learn about today? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. We wish you a future of clear and vibrant vision.